Do what? What are we doing? Are we just having a conversation? Are we?
Yes. Yeah. No, we're totally not going live. Nobody's going to hear our
Well, I mean, you're
conversation,
live
so.
to me. I mean, there's a slight delay.
Yeah, but
Why are you clarifying? I would. What? I'm so confused. It's just us, though. 100%. Yeah. Nothing else happening, right?
right. Yes.
Okay, glad we're clear.
But just in case,
Just in
Sam,
case.
you should hit that like button.
How do you weren't live? You said just in case. It's like, well, nothing's happening. It's like, yes. Oh. Just
Yes, we are live. So.
Yes. Look who's back. Stuart's
Hi,
back.
guys.
He's back from America. America. What was the best food you had? 'Cause that's what I tend to think about America with.
Honestly, the what was it? Portello's had like this Italian beef kind of sandwich thing that they dipped in like an au jus sauce, and oh my god, it was amazing. That and the hot dogs, the Chicago style hot dogs, were really good. But
Okay.
yeah, so much good food. I put on like 20 pounds probably.
But then you walked like 10 pounds off, so.
That's what I keep telling myself. Yes.
Yeah, I definitely
Yeah.
conventions I don't tend to eat much at, so you tend to lose weight. But then when you get back, you just want to kind of gorge yourself because it's like So yeah.
But anyway, yes, we are back to talk today about some Strange New World stuff, concept art, and whatnot.
And to jump in again, Stuart, you've actually seen Strange New Worlds. The audience hasn't.
Yes.
You've actually seen some. Wow.
Yeah, I saw the first bridge scene. Turbolifts right up to the bridge and the bridge scene, and it was pretty great. I love the design of the turbolift. The inside of the turbolift is cool.
So it's not just the Discovery version of that design. Then they redesigned it.
No. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Ah.
Feels very TOS-ish.
Does it imply there's a big tube that spans the entire ship? Not that I had to get that from you. There wasn't that. It didn't cut from Strange New Worlds to a big roller coaster, and then they're in.
Yeah, no.
Okay, good.
Sorry.
Good. I don't. Yeah, how jealous are you?
Yeah, it
all?
was the turbolift ride up, the introduction of the bridge crew on the bridge, and then launching out of space dock, essentially.
Was it very Star Trek motion picture-y thing? If it's out of dry dock, it feels like
No. It was very downplayed, leaving dry dock.
And go. Okay, we're gone.
Which is a bit of a shame, yeah. But hey, it's all right.
Okay. And what was the overall vibe then you got walking away with?
From Strange New Worlds.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a fun. It's gonna be fun to watch for sure. There's a good camaraderie and a well written, snappy dialogue.
Which we can already tell from the trailers. That already kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, we've
Okay.
kind of talked about it all. Just put your visual, how things should look leave it at the door. And
Canon.
just go in and enjoy it.
Yeah. Swap hats.
Yeah. As long as the stories are great, I'll be happy.
Just
Yeah.
hard to compare because it's not really canon, so visual canon. We'll do it anyway. Cool. Well, I will start sharing. I will see you in a minute then.
Yes. Yeah. 73 viewers here, 35 likes, guys. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Let's try to get up to 50. I think it's definitely doable. And thank you guys for joining us. In the Strange New Worlds exhibit at the convention, there was a lot of concept art on the walls, which I got pictures of, and Samuel managed to zoom and enhance as best you could for the images I got, so we can talk about that stuff that we're doing today. So thank you for joining us. Like I said, hit that like button, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to click the bell notification icon to all. If you want to help us with super chats, we'd really appreciate that. Any questions you have or things you notice that we maybe don't want to talk about, we do read all the super chats on the air, so please, if you feel like it, we'd really appreciate a super chat or two to help us out. So other ways you can help us out is by joining the channel. There's a join button down there. That's kind of a monthly subscription way to join us. And again, that really immensely helps the channel with the algorithms and stuff. So if you can, please do. Also, Patreon/Trekyards is another way to do so on a monthly basis. So lots of great ways to help us out. But you can also help yourself out. In the description down below, there are links to Eagle Moss. There's an affiliate link to Eagle Moss. There's the TeePublic store, the Teespring store. You can get yourself some Trekyards merchandise. TeePublic is having a sale starting, I think, the end of this week. I'll let you guys know when that's on, so you guys can save yourself up to 35%, I believe. So, but yeah, the Eagle Moss link as well. You can save yourself some money using the discount code Trekyards10 on checkout. So just click that affiliate link so they know where the traffic's coming from, fill your cart, and then use the discount code Trekyards10 to save yourself some money so you can help yourself out as well. And also supports the channel in a way. So lots of great ways to help us out. Plus just chatting and hanging out with such a great. Oh, Gilbert Gottfried died. What? Anyway. Well, it's such a great community that we have here. So, yeah, but be part of the conversation. We want to hear your thoughts on this stuff. So please consider super chatting and letting us know what you're thinking. Concept art. What's a concept? What a concept. Yes, Chuck. Anyway, so good job on kind of isolating these and enhancing them a bit. So.
Nope.
Thank you.
Didn't do that at all. They were online publicly, so I was able to. Nope. All sourced online and then reorder them, etc. So they're all available. I did put the link in the chat at the start of the chat. I'll see if I can grab that again.
Should probably pin that. I'll pin it.
Yes. And we. I mean, so many people. Took pictures of these. There you go. But it's nice to be able to find sort of the best ones and show them off. I mean, some of them you can see that there's a slight, lens distortion of it being a picture of a picture. But for the most part, they're rather good. So good job, and then I post the site. So, Stuart, I mean, obviously you saw these things in person. What was the overall vibe you got from actually seeing them? And I'm sure there wasn't that much to do at the con, so like staring at them for at least a couple of minutes each.
It felt very much like that retro futuristic 60s thing going on. It looked like concept art that you'd see for like the original series almost. So, I mean, the concept art now is, I think, a lot closer to when they actually produced the sets, is a lot closer to the finished product than kind of some of the old original concept art, which is very minimal as far as detail goes. These ones are pretty fantastic. So I think the sets are going to be nice to look at. There's going to be a lot going on, and I got an excited vibe from it. I really did, because just seeing all like this, the potential that this show has, I was kind of stoked, honestly.
Well, that's been us since day one, though.
Yeah,
the potential.
And of course, there's a realization that it's like, yeah, this looks great, but it's not what it should look like.
It'll never be my enterprise because it's not how it's meant to look. So it's
you sound like an old man. Hashtag not my enterprise.
Well, not my. I mean, it's not the canon TOS Enterprise, so it's not my thing.
Furious Fawns, who's been remembered for 24 months at the rank of captain. Thank you, Captain. I think Samuel needs to come to Germany again this year.
FedCon. It wasn't on my radar per se. I think it was around my birthday, I think. Well, it's always around my birthday. I don't know. Is Chris Ferguson really going? There's a lot of guests. Damn. Oh yes, Jonathan Frakes, who I still have yet to get a picture with him, despite having, because he's cancelled the UK like the last 10 years in a row. I'm not joking.
I know. I keep hearing about it.
It's a bit insane.
Well,
I mean, yes, it would be fun, but it's a long way to go for not a lot to do.
That's the other thing about this con. It was kind of disappointing in a way. They actually asked for recommendations and stuff from people that went. Apparently the VIP holders weren't super happy with what they got for the price. And I was soon talking to Larry Nemechek, and he said a lot of the actors that he talked to weren't even asked to go. They were very much pushing their new shows. So a lot of the older actors that would be more than willing to go weren't even invited, which seems like kind of a shame in a way. But
well, in fairness though, there's only so many actors, and if you brought every single actor say the first year, then you bring them all back the second year. So you've got to have you have a variety, otherwise there's no specialty. So if they all went, there'd be no. I want to see him next year, and obviously focus on new shows. That Chicago got all these VIP access of showrunners. That was their big thing, all the new stuff. Well, they didn't really show off much new stuff, like new clips or anything. It wasn't really that sort of event.
Yeah. So. But anyway.
And John Frakes will cancel Starfleet Denver in May. Yeah, terrible. Frakes is
it's the last Starfest apparently too this year.
Oh right, sorry, I read it. Yeah. No show up Frakes, dear me. Okay, but I've made a sort of vague order for these concept arts and do put your thoughts in. So we start off with the Enterprise herself and variety of art.
Well, that first 3/4 one, the secondary hull kind of grabs my interest because it almost feels like, remember the concept art for the Phase 2 Enterprise? It's kind of got that shape of secondary hull to it. It doesn't feel as cut out at the back. Obviously, it's just the angle, but it definitely has that look to it for me.
This also kind of hides the slit in the nacelle. The way it's lit, it looks as if it's a black line, but a solid.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that more, actually. Kind of give the accenting. I mean, they like that.
Yeah.
They like their harsh lighting for sure. I mean, it does have a more pearly white vibe that I like. But then lighting-wise, I'm like, why is the saucer black? It's not exactly I mean, it's probably the picture of picture, but it's going for style over substance a bit.
And that's the other thing too. The publicity picture they have of the whole the whole crew there, and then the Enterprise like right behind them, but from the front. They had that on one huge wall, and you got a really good look at the detail in the windows, and yeah, those windows are 1 deck tall, so you can see there's about 3 decks in that saucer, which I don't know what they're going to do with those windows. I don't like the fact that they wrap around to the top. I mean, it looks cool from the inside.
From the inside, yeah.
But it just doesn't.
It looks so awkward on the outside.
And jive with.
It just looks awkward on the outside.
I don't know.
It's one of those things. Are they going to spend more time on the inside in the set, on the outside looking at the set, flying close enough to realise? I guess they weighed the idea of, although they probably think it looks good either way. Yeah, it's very strange. Very, very strange.
Yeah. Are there bumps on the bottom of the saucer? Can't really tell in this picture. Yeah, it is literally funny actually.
And the next shot looks very much like the Discovery one, but again, the hull is definitely clearer. But I think that hasn't been maintained in the final version. Because it was that pleasant, without the dark plating. It would be much nicer.
Yeah. This one looks like has a very STO vibe to it, though, with the ring on it and the black ring on the windows. And
also the weird red colour of the Mossad. It's not a colour of any other ship. It's a unique sort of high luminosity red. So it kind of gives it a unique feel as well.
Yeah.
And you have a bottom view. That looks like a Stowe screenshot. That bottom view. That's right out of Stowe.
Yeah. Again, I mean the fact they kept the 3 circle lights at the front are, that's cool, but they're kind of lost now a little bit. Prominent? I don't know.
No, I don't know why they just didn't remove them.
It's my internet crap.
No, you're fine. Yeah. Like, seriously, remove those lights or don't have those forward windows.
Again, this one... Yeah. Again, this one feels very STO, as you said. Just even the coloring. Like, the center part of the saucer there looks like it's all dark gray, which I don't think it is.
Yeah.
But this isn't the clearest picture.
No, it is not. Next picture, though, is pretty damn clear. Now, this one has a lot of the NX-01 vibing. Although I'm wondering why do these pictures exist when it's basically the exact same ship as Discovery? Why do they feel the need to make another full pass of beauty shots that are concepty if the ship is almost entirely the same. Like, we think it's going to be more different, but it's not really.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Because I wonder if these...
I feel like there are enough changes that might warrant it.
Well, it's probably all textural, isn't it? It's probably all just the... But it feels very similar. But I'm wondering if a lot of these were made for this convention, though. Like for press art. Which is not a bad thing, but concept art is a bit of a stretch. If it's already a finished production model, that's just a render then, you know?
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, looks good, though. I mean, I really don't have much of an issue with it.
Yeah, this next one's nice.
These are all the nice angles. Like, there's no direct head-on or direct from the side where it looks all squat and silly.
Yeah, which in fairness only we can really do, though. Orthographic, you need a very specific sort of software, specific vibe to get it done. Then you got a top view, which...
Scrap the black ring.
Nope, black rings are all still there. Yeah, they're so prominent on this top view. And
I don't think they're that prominent, though. They weren't prominent on the model.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
You had a model of the ship there. It was more like a dark gray, but it wasn't as poppy as black was.
Hmm.
Yeah, not much else to say about it. We've kind of talked about the ship a lot. Yes, Michael Bowen is saying it's a different timeline. Yeah, pretty much.
Now the last one though, that captures a nice TOS vibe, just more like you said, retro sci-fi. The fact that it feels like that Chrome Enterprise that Michael Wiley's brother did. Like, this feels less advanced to me than the TOS Connie. It feels more NX, like a hyper sleek NX era ship. Whereas the TOS would feel more cream and elegant. This has a more of a we're trying too hard vibe, but in a similar TOS way. Like a sports car version.
Trying too hard. Sorry about that. Don't know what happened.
Me either.
All right. Anyway, yes. I actually love this shot of the ship. You're right. It does have that kind of retro Wiley Enterprise vibe to it. But the secondary hull feels more in line with, well, kind of a mix between TOS and the refit.
Yep.
It doesn't have that weird shape to the shuttle bay door and stuff, which I actually prefer this.
Yeah, this is a really good angle, actually. It also makes the neck feel more in line with the Connie. Like, it kind of blends all the shapes better.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is probably the best angle I've seen of it, actually.
It's a nice picture. This is... Yeah. Yeah, this is a painting I wouldn't mind having on the wall, kind of thing. It's a nice one.
You also can't see all the black lines, which might help as well. Like, it has that creamy vibe.
Yeah, it seems a lot more simplistic hull-wise.
Yeah, which I like. It kind of... So it suits it better, but it works. Now, the next one's a big one, which we'll do a separate video on full comparison, but this is nice. This is nice.
Yeah, this is the redesigned Galileo.
Quite
a unique design, I gotta say.
Or the one before the Galileo, because that's what the canon says.
Yeah, pretty much. Which I don't have a problem with. I find the door shape interesting. It looks like the whole door is...
Oh yeah, I haven't noticed that.
Yeah. I don't know if it folds, if the bottom part folds down like on the original Galileo and the window slides back, or how that happened necessarily. but it's a unique look.
Yeah, with how far the nacelle is, it would be very awkward to have a little set of stairs come out. You'd only have so much wiggle room until you hit the nacelle.
There are no stairs. It's like the original Galileo. The door goes down and sits on top of the nacelle. That's your step.
Well, there are steps in the nacelle as well. There aren't steps in the nacelle here.
Yeah, there's one. There's one that can come out. Yeah.
I mean, on this one, I can't see any.
I don't know. I like this. I like this redesign. Yeah, I like this redesign. Again, it's sort of been awesome for the JJ films, but it still holds true to the 3 windows in the front, even though now they kind of go back again, like the front of the ship as well.
I mean, it's probably too angular. That's what makes it feel different. So aesthetically, it's just an angled box, but that gives it this really interesting, unique feel. Now, the fact that it goes into the TOS one means it becomes smoother shapes, which smoother tends to be more advanced, because curves or hard edges are easy to make, etc. But the fact that it maintains all those, they checklisted. They need the Galileo type font, they need the pennants. Like this is how you're meant to do it. Probably. I don't think it maintains the pylons being so far back in the production version, because they seem, awkward to have them that far back and the nacelles pushed that far forward. That seems really, really awkward. I don't think it's full.
It seems to have. Is it just me, or does it have a landing strut underneath the cockpit? Looks like there's a little landing leg there almost.
Yeah, which I'm fine with. I tend to put one.
Kind of a neat idea.
I tend to put one on my one. Yeah. No, it's good. This is what we wanted. This sort of vibe. And it does feature in this. And these are all concept art, or at least near end production art. So it's the next one as well.
I wish you could see the back of it, but I mean we have the trailer that has the flyover of it, which we need to do a video on.
And there is a back in this next shot with the dry dock.
Oh yeah, somewhat.
Yeah.
It feels more like a John Eves designed shuttle though for JJ.
Yeah, close to that for sure. A lot to look at this one. In this one. Wow.
Yeah. 150 viewers though, 69 likes. Hit that like button, guys.
I'll do a poll.
Haven't got any super chats yet today, so if you put your thoughts in about this, anything you're seeing.
Yeah, is super chat's working?
Please do so.
Bad if it wasn't working. Let us know.
Well, one thing I see in this picture I just absolutely despise is the Mankey, whatever class. That ugly ass thing. But this seems like it's obviously in the moon's orbit, not Earth, so it's a different facility altogether.
This is one of my favourite pictures, I think, out of all of them, because you can. I don't quite know why there's sails, but wait and see, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't think there are sails, but that's kind of the vibe it gives off here. But obviously,
I was going to say to imply older technology, perhaps. They got rid of it by the motion picture. It's some kind of like solar collectors, maybe.
I mean, there is vaguely that sort of framework on the Star Trek TMP station, the first one, right at the start. So probably linking to that. I can't remember what the station's called.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't either. Offhand. Epsilon Indy.
Yeah.
Or Epsilon something.
Epsilon Station, yeah. But I love the fact that we can actually see, I don't know if it's going to maintain, but there are actually TMP pods, work pods, ones attached to regular one, in the middle of the station. Now they look like verbatim pods, we'll see if they maintain, but they're definitely pulling more TMP aspects and pull them in. Which they're meant to be if this is a canon show, that is where the tech goes to. And who knows how old those things are? If they're work pods, why change work pods every year? So that's, like they should still be using Canon visuals at some point. They at some point something's got to be just as it was in the show. It would be nice.
Yeah.
Can't reboot everything, otherwise it's barely Star Trek.
Oh. It seems like an earlier concept piece, though, because there's the Magi there. I don't know if they're going to include that in the show. I mean, they might. But also, the Enterprise doesn't have the new window alignments. It's got the Disco Prize ones.
Yeah.
There's so there shouldn't be that many windows around the rim of the ship. So,
yeah.
Small thing, but I thought I'd point it out anyway.
And this could have been a season 1 concept for the dry dock, but A, it's a different dry dock, and B, there's a shuttle. This is really cool though. I mean, is this where they launched from in the teaser you saw? The moon?
No, there was no moon. There was no sails on top. So
okay. I think we are going to see Discovery of ships, because why would they not reuse assets?
Andrew S.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Andrew S. though throws in $5. Thank you so much, Andrew. I can't wait until we get the establishing flyover shot for this series. I'm waiting for that. There she is, in space dock shot. Yes.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I'm interested to see what the opening title sequence is going to be like for this. If it's going to invoke that TOS vibe and music. I think it will, based on some of the trailers we've seen.
Huh.
So.
Or is it going to be like the Orville with just beauty passes of the ship flying? But it would be interesting though if they did the void.
Yeah, probably.
But I can imagine if it's the Strange New World Kirk speech, but each character takes one line, would be the way of making it feel progressive. Then they're all sharing as ensemble. That's how I'd do it if I were them.
Area 51, $5.
Yeah.
I want one in my shuttle bay.
It is a good looking shuttle.
Well, it's only a matter of time until these are built in STO.
Well, yeah. And you'd think Eagle Moss would be like rushing to get them out. I mean, Picard has made a few ships, so they're all obviously Star Trek Online ships, two which are already made, I believe. So it'd be nice if they were rushing to get these, like the shuttle out. Because it is, I mean, it looks great in motion, which is something these things don't quite convey.
Yeah, Return of the Captain's Log. Yeah, I'm sure the show will be rife with Captain's Logs, like for expositional purposes, just like Star Trek should be. I think that's going to be a big part of this show is Captain Pike's logs. I think so. Yeah.
Or even Commander logs or Lieutenant logs. I mean, all of them have a. And obviously, vote in the poll as well. Vote. Very interesting reaction so far.
Yes, I'll read the poll. What do you think of this shuttle? New pre-TOS. Love it, like it. Okay. Don't like it. It's not as good as TOS.
Have a look.
Good options.
So the next shot is a very clear view of the ship that you quite like, I believe, from the trailer. That big ship moment. And we can certainly take it in here. But what do we see?
I just like that establishing shot of the Enterprise Enterprise for scale. I think that's cool.
Although it is the conceit of everything's always bigger, and give the Enterprise is much bigger.
Yeah. It feels like more antiquated tech though because it is so big. It doesn't look like there's a lot of living space necessarily. It's all like the warp ring or the warp circle or whatever it is, and then these huge engines for perhaps sublight propulsion.
I mean, that would certainly be nice.
That back part looks almost entirely. Yeah.
Well, it gives off slightly more rocket engine vibes. You know,
it does, yeah.
Which I like, and it would certainly be nice if this was maybe a. I mean, in the trailer, it's shooting at them, fine, but it'd be cool if it was a generational ship that is like 2,000 years old, and the race just went a whole different biological, technological path. I mean, and so it's big, but to get the same level of tech as the Enterprise, they had to go giant and less advanced. Or is it just going to be, a powerful baddie ship, Which way are they going to go?
Yeah. I don't know. That. I mean, I think it's going to be cool. 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 I think it's going forward emitter thing looks like a weapon of some kind. So,
Oh yeah.
I mean, if that gets charged up, damn. Cedric Taylor 08 throws in $10. Thank you so much.
Thank
that
you.
was awesome.
Yes.
Do you think we'll see the York and other Constitution class ships?
Ooh.
Yes, I absolutely do think we'll see some other Constitution class ships. I think that's going to be important.
Yep.
And this show, in particular, is showing the establishment of that fleet that we never saw in TOS.
And honestly, I can see them, if they were going to be very smart, they make each Connie a different paint, different rings, different window arrangement. So then you can't say there's one Constitution class. They all change throughout their run. They're always being updated, refitted. There is no Constitution class. And then they could argue maybe in TOS they found the final design, but that would be then you could have the more TOS looking one, the more refit looking one, the ones that got the new engines. Like, it's radical, but it would allow you to have a lot of a lot of sort of get out of jail free, and Eaglemoss could sell 12 Connies. Let's be honest with ourselves, 12 different Connies, all mostly the same but slightly different. It'd be cool.
And Tobias says, to be fair, TOS featured some big ass antagonists. I mean, I think the only one that really stands out to me is the Viserys, as being huge.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of other ones.
Other than that, they didn't face anything. They didn't face much huge. They faced Little Nomad, which was powerful. They faced Little Cube.
Yep.
Like,
the Orion was small.
But that was in the same episode. That was from the Viserys, actually.
I mean, the Amoeba's pretty big, but yeah, I think you're right. Actually, there is only one example, and that was of a scale so giant you couldn't even comprehend it. Like, it was filling the screen level big. This is just big ship big. And someone said, is it like a Narada prequel ship? Maybe.
It looks like it. Yeah, it looks like a TOS Narada.
Yeah. But I wonder if, are we... The fact that this... they chose what to show in these concept arts. This is obviously it's in the trailer, here we go, concept art. But I wonder if this is going to be a recurring bad guy ship. Maybe not every episode, but are we going to see it be some
I don't think so.
You don't think so? No. Oh, okay. Oh. So I'm wondering what the season arc's going to be.
I don't think we're going to... Go ahead.
Well, I wonder what the season arc's going to be, or is it just Pike sees his own death? Is that going to be the main arc?
I think that's going to be his main character thing, but I don't know if there's going to be an arc per se besides just exploration.
I can't for imagine think they're going to not give in to... if they can't help but make all the sets really shiny because modern, they're not going to avoid having a season-wide arc of some kind. They can't avoid that. They're not that sort of team. But as long as it's like that final 10% of an episode.
Yeah, and Tobias points out, yes, the Planet Killer, the Doomsday Machine was enormous. Yes, that's another one for sure.
Good.
Just trying to think of other large ones that they faced off against. Yeah.
And it's sad because I just finished a film. I just did a film called Doomsday for Ray Tessie about the Doomsday Machine, and I couldn't remember the Doomsday Machine. What an idiot. I'll put a link to that though, because it's a decent episode.
Yeah. Special K throws in $10.
Thank you.
Regarding the new intro, do you guys want a reuse of the Alex Courage theme, an homage to Is something entirely different? I want something different with the same kind of instrumental twang to it. I'm not a huge fan of the original music in TOS. There's some that are really well done, but a lot of the silly ones I just find ridiculous and over the top and overplayed, and same with the romantic crap. It's just not a huge fan of all the music in TOS, I'll say that. But I think it'll have a similar vibe to it and feel for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I feel like it more likely have a Cage style. What the hell's a Cage style? I think it'd be weird to have the TOS theme exactly. I mean, probably have the riff it'll probably have the same last 5 beats. Dum 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 dum. I bet it'll end in that as a little homage. But I think the rest will be fruity and
And I think
explorative.
I think it'll even start out with the. Yeah, I think it'll even start out the same with the, dun, dun, like that lead up.
And it'll oomph into something more powerful and fruity and sci-fi and then end. So I think it'll have minimal homage, but just to get you in the mindset, because that'll benefit them in the long run by sort of like getting you in the zone. But no, it's still a great shot. Then you have my other favourite shot. Also, because it shows the shuttles, which is great.
Nice.
Filled with stuff. This is a crashed Connie, which already is again one of the visuals that were shared most throughout the trailers. Very, very intact. I'll say that. Just like if I was doing it, you just slump it on a planet. Like you're not crashing like this. You're landing surely, because or you're placed there. Maybe an alien entity tractor beam in there. It feels so so deliberate. I know it's concept art, but that's fine. What do you think? It's not crashed.
It's another. Yeah, it's another beautiful shot. It almost feels like it was either pulled down by something and kind of belly flopped, or they were trying to recover it and like they kind of slid it in.
That's good.
Which I have no problem with, actually. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know I kind of like the visual of an intact Constitution class on a planet, and we've seen it over the years many times, like paintings and fan film and stuff, and so it's kind of out there, but
although not this version of the Enterprise, obviously.
Of course not. Yeah. General Grievous, $2. Trelane's planet was large. LOL. Yes, it was.
Oh dear.
In Area 51, $2. New intro needs more cowbell.
I mean, some would be good, but this is good. It gives me very much a green crystal dilithium under planet vibe. Like the way it's I mean, there actually was like either ice crystals or crystals by themselves, but it gives me very much like a living planet sort of vibe.
Well, it feels to me it invokes the Discovery one where they crashed on that ice planet and the ice started to consume the ship. That's what it looks like to me. It feels very similar.
I mean, wouldn't it be kind of fun if they go to that planet early? They find the planet 1,000 years before. But what do you think of the shuttle here? Now you can see 2 more views of it. In fact, I'll zoom in because it's very, very clear views.
Yeah. I like it. I like the shapes that it's invoking here.
Oh.
I don't know. Anyway, I like the look. I really do. That angular look is very cool.
It doesn't look as sleek, though. It has a certain bulky robustness. It looks more industrial than the TOS, which looks more craft.
Yeah.
Which I have is the
it feels
the one
like
before.
it feels like from Ortho's views of this, if we ever see them, which I'm sure we will, from straight on, I think it would look very much like the TOS shuttle. Same with from the top, probably from the back, but the side and stuff is where it alters a little bit.
Yeah, and then a 3/4, we get to see the angle, the hard curves. You're like, that's a weird one. And yes, things crashed, so I'll get back to you in a
minute. General Grievous, $2. Looks like the Star Wars Kyber Crystal World Ilum.
I would agree.
There you go. They're trying to find some Kyber crystals or more time crystals.
That is the important shit.
I mean, hey. Let's see. Cedric Taylor throws in $5. So thanks so much.
Yes.
D7 or Katinga class and old Klingons or the new ones. Will we see Romulans? Shouldn't be seeing Romulans, and I think you're going to have a blend between D7 and Katinga. So not as smooth as a D7, but not as detailed as a Katinga. And we're going to see old style Klingons. Well, we've already kind of seen them. They got the ridges, but they had more of a white complexion, and it wasn't as noticeable of ridges. So it's kind of like a mix between the TNG ones and the smooth heads. It's kind of a weird look, but it's definitely not going to be Discovery Klingons. Hopefully they explain that. Hopefully there's some kind of dialogue or something that explains it.
Well, I'll just say we don't talk to outsiders about
it. Yes.
I mean, it's a canon get our jail free card, so I would not blame them for using it. Okay, back up and running.
Chuck says it's supposed to be the same shuttle, Galileo shuttle from TOS.
Yeah, but it's not though, is it?
Yes, kind of.
But it's not though. It's the pre-Galileo. You can see it's not the same design. I mean, have you seen how much bigger it is? Lots. I mean, you can see by the thumbnail picture, it is massive. It is giant. It's not joking about the size. It is a huge shuttle. And definitely warp capable, so it's not the same shuttle as TOS. Yeah. Clearly.
And it's not like it gets destroyed and they rebuild it, because they already did that in TOS. Galileo 7, it got destroyed, and then later when we see the Galileo, it's the Galileo 2.
Oh. Well, see, it makes sense to me, just to, when you get a new batch of shuttles, you just decommission an old set, you rename the new set to the same names. I'll be fine with that.
Yeah.
Keeps you consistent. Makes sense to me. Yeah. Next view, though, the bridge.
And speaking of shuttles...
Oh. Yes?
Speaking of shuttles, did you hear that the Titan shuttles are named after jazz musicians?
I think someone said that to me.
I don't know if you heard that.
So yeah, I was in a dark alley once, trying to buy something from somebody, and right as I was paying them in that with that white little bag of money, he walked up to me slowly in the alley. There's one red neon light blinking, and he walks up to me. I start to turn. He grabs my arm and he goes to my ear and says, "Did you hear that all the Titan shuttles are named for jazz musicians?" And I turned to him and I said, "I did." And he let go of my arm and said, "Oh, sorry, I thought it was a secret." And then he walked away. It was really weird. I just wanted to get my Twinkies in peace, and he made it weird. And I look. In the pandemic, okay, supermarkets didn't have any supplies, so I had to get my need somewhere. See, I saved it, Stuart. I saved it.
Gotcha.
I think, come on, that was creative.
Running off into the darkness.
I think I saved. I think that was creative.
That's good.
David, that's not true, David. They all have a consistent one up until Discovery. Did you see TNG, Voyager, and how they all connect with TOS? Very incorrect.
Here's the question, though.
Oh.
Here's the question. Are we going to see Discovery shuttles in this show? At least one. Somewhere.
See, it makes sense. Now, if they repainted them to look like this shuttle, given the white clean coat, then I'd say it looks like the taxi from Picard. Well, the thing is, they don't have
if they repainted them to look like this shuttle, they'd feel way too much like the shuttle from Star Trek, from the movies, because they got the same shape essentially. So you repaint them the proper colors, and it would definitely look like that, you know.
I think they've no longer got the interior set, so as background extra CG, it depends how often they're going to reuse Discovery assets. I assume they would, just because of whatever. I don't know if they're actually listening to us as this group of fans saying there, but since it had warp drive up until this last moment, I mean, they weren't listening, so I don't know why they wouldn't. But it looks more advanced than this shuttle, you know. This is more boxy and less advanced. Like, it doesn't. They've already ruined the design logic. They had smaller, more integrated cells. This is longer, less integrated in it. You know. Yeah. But the next view, though, is the bridge.
View screen, specifically. Oh, excuse me. again, it looks like that weird angle, like that weird wide angle lens, because it looks like a very, very long view screen, which it doesn't always look that way in certain shots. So,
because if that truly is the size of the view screen, then what? It's 15 of him along, and the bridge is not 15 men wide. It's astoundingly big. There's not really anything to say in this one particularly.
oh,
yeah. Next one is a different feeling one.
Sadly not.
This to me
is. I like the tactical display.
Yes, this to me says more view screen than window based on the perspective, which I certainly like better. Although this, if you took out Pike, I don't think you'd say it was Star Trek. I think you'd say it'd be like Disney theme park. Because nothing here, like, there's just lots of lights for the sake of lights. There's no sense of, okay, and the red railing, but, like, what's the even point of concepting a view screen? It's just a big, wide, open space with lights on top and bottom. Like, there's no design here. It's just, yeah, like, some lights. Like, there's not really a design I'm seeing.
Yeah, this doesn't even. It looks like the bridge because it's got a red railing there behind him, but at the same time, this feels to me like it could be more like a stellar cartography, like a TOS stellar cartography room. Not quite as advanced as TNG, obviously, but ultra wide view screen. So I don't know if this can't be the front view screen of the bridge. It's not tall enough, and it's just too long.
That's true. It should be.
They probably changed it for the physical set.
It should be taller, yeah. I would love to see the pixel ratio on this. If it was like 32,000 width, 1,000 tall. It's just like the widest frickin' screen known to man.
Yeah.
Dear me.
Well, do you want to end this poll and start a new one?
Absolutely. So the final result is 51% love the show. Oh, that's very good. 51% love it, 34% like it, 10% okay, and only 4% don't like it. So that's a hell of a margin, guys. Hell of a margin. Well done.
Yeah. General Grievous, though, throws in $2. Star Trek Strange New Galactic Star Cruiser. Oh, that's funny. Me like. Cedric Taylor throws in $5. Thank you so much, guys. Will it be the old transporter beam or the TNG? Neither. It'll be its own thing. We already saw Pike beam in to the.
Stuart. Just writing a poll for you all. And yes, guys, click the like button. We are still less than a quarter away from our minimum, so some fives would be really, really helpful. Please and thank you. As you know, we rely on this fund to live, so a load of fives would be amazing. Okay, new poll is up. Yes, wings. Gremlins indeed. New poll. Do you think you're going to enjoy Strange New Worlds Season 1 or Picard Season 2 more? I mean, I felt the word more, but you know what I'm trying to say. Yes, object. Yes, LL. Click like.
That might be better. The internet's complete garbage right now, so I just tethered to my phone.
Thank goodness you have unlimited internet on your phone.
Yes. As I was saying, no, the transporter effect I think is going to be its own thing. I hope it's not too fast of a beaming effect, because TOS you usually heard the sound first, and it was a little bit of a slower, which I kind of hope they go with. But hey, it's going to be its own thing. They're going to modernize it a bit, but it's still going to look and sound probably TOS-ish. So, yeah.
Well, let's be honest. Any answer to any question of are they going to keep it TOS? No, they're going to change it. For any single thing. Nothing is going to be TOS directly. Nothing's going to be canon directly. Every single element is going to be updated, changed, tweaked, because they want to make something different. That's for any single element. Now, we have seen the transport effect, and we've heard it, and it does sound and look fantastic, but it's still different than it was. So, always going to be different, 100% of the time. Yes.
Yes. Yes. This is the science station. Nice. Oh, hold on. What's the new poll? You did a new poll. I'll cut out there. Do you think you're going to enjoy Strange New Worlds Season 1 or Picard Season 2 overall? Strange New Worlds is winning. Wow. Damn. Cool. 183 of you here. That's awesome, guys. 145 likes. That's also very good. But let's try for 180 likes. I think we can do that. Hit that like button if you're just joining us. Don't forget to super chat your thoughts, your ideas, your questions, your theories, anything we miss.
Theories we want to know. We want to know what you guys think.
All right.
But this is very, I mean, this is concept art. It just looks like a still.
It does.
It's very busy. I'm surprised it's so drastically orange, because TOS is a big variety of primary colours. This is extremely one note.
Yeah.
And part of that variety helps. And you can see the jelly beans still exist, but they're not lit. I don't know why you'd want that big bright light beam around the people. It seems like the worst thing to have, because it just muddies the screens.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, screens are meant to pop. That's why they're coloured. That's why they're lit. Otherwise, they wouldn't need to be bright. So I'd love to talk to the design person, because it seems like the worst thing to do is have a light there. I mean, I don't think there'd be any. I just
see. Yeah, I like this. Has all the aspects of Spock's. It's got the Moyer pattern thing. It's got the viewer. It's got the little library computer there, the little box thing. It's got everything, but the color scheme is drab to me. Like,
yes, it is.
You're right. There needs to be more pop. There needs to be contrasting colors. I'm a huge LCARS and computer screen guy. I love that stuff. So I love what's going on up top. That looks fantastic, but I just wish it wasn't orange.
Well, and you even say that, but I mean, again, it's concept art. But if you look at the LCARS, I mean, it's all repeated elements, so we won't call it the full LCARS. But there's no design here. There's just data on screen. What are the buttons? What is the information telling me? I think it's just cloned concept art, but it's very Discovery like. It's just stuff. There isn't a big design profile here that kind of feels unified. Even TOS feels sort of unified in its own weird way. Transporter room, concept art. They love their shiny. Love, love, love.
Ooh, they do. And the wraparound corridor behind. It's a nice tie-in to the movies. Because Star Trek 6 had that little section you could walk into. But that was because they used the TNG transporter room, which had that little segment off to the side where you could work on the transporters. I like the idea of the corridor behind, but this feels so JJ. This feels so Kelvinverse. Just the colors, the size, it's this is a little too ridiculous.
No, yeah, you're right. It's 100% JJ. Even the uniforms feel JJ.
Yeah.
Now it's interesting because if you look at this, it's optical illusion, because there is no wall, there is corridor. So all of the outer green bits are the corridor. So it's not a corridor that does anything, it's just a big wall. So you can walk up and down the pads in any section. It's a big, massive open room that you don't need to walk on the front. So I kind of hope they're going to use all the extra ways you can walk up to it, because it's just one big optical illusion. It's very strange. If it for a ship where space is on a premium, like the actual Enterprise is, this would be laughable. On a ship that's twice the size for no reason, this is, you might as well. So it fits in with their design aesthetic, but it's so wasteful.
Yeah. And 2 consoles. I don't know. I hope this isn't like. I hope this is. Nah.
No.
I hope this is the main transporter room. But
of course it is. Of course it is. Obviously. I like the design of the consoles for Discovery or TNG, but they the TOS is meant to have a unique, distinct engineering console, but these are the ones in engineering as well. It just feels lackluster. It's just something about it. The whole set just feels like we've got to hit the Discovery Bridge set, which is not. It's not. It's a fresh build, and then make it bigger because we like bigger. Add the most generic consoles possible that we can reuse in other sets to save money, and it comes together to form like a. It's a transporter room, I guess. It's weird.
Well, go to the next picture because they show the consoles from a different angle.
Now that's really interesting. That door, Stuart, has the exact same pattern from the Stargazer. So why does a door from the pre-TOS era have the exact same patterning as a door from the Stargazer Future era? And why do they both suddenly have the big black stripe thing?
Because it looks cool.
At least I think it does. I think on one of the doors it has this. Not the main doors. I think it does.
The doors look very familiar from something else for sure.
I think it's Stargazer. One of the doors.
Yeah. General Grievous, $2. Do you
Thank
think we'll see Scotty in later seasons? Yes, I do.
100%. We'll see them all in later seasons if they get later seasons. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Cedric Taylor, $5.
Thank you.
Just subject 78 Galactica or new one. 78 Viper, new Viper. What? Just subject 78 Galactica or new one. 78 Galactica was better. 78 Viper or new Viper. 78 Viper was better. So, I don't know if that's what you wanted.
Please clarify non-super chat, but thank you.
Yes.
We're still at 150 away from our minimum, guys, so help. It's a bit 90s cafe-ish, yeah. Because the next shot looks straight out of Discovery yourself. They very much kept with the art design of a Discovery set. I mean, it is just a white Discovery. I would certainly happy to have this as an office space, I'll be honest. I like the popping red.
But even the shape of the windows is too Discovery-like, you know? Man, God.
And, well, it's also the Discovery LCAR's colours as well, before they change them out.
Yeah.
Now, the next view is interesting, because this is the massive restaurant bar area on the Enterprise, because we know how to have a massive restaurant bar area. This is what amazed me, because this is so close to the final, as are lots of the concept art, that they really did just build this concept art into final. Or is this they chose the art that they finally picked, so they're just showing us the final case study? Because this is so close to one of the shots we saw in the trailer, almost exactly.
It's a good question. It's a very good question. I mean, the chairs, the tables, they got that 60s vibe to it with the base the way it is and stuff. But the bar stools, I mean, I could go to, there's a place in London here that sells stuff exactly like that. I don't know. I have a feeling that the interior set designs, though, influence the exterior of the ship design, not vice versa.
Oh,
they wanted to go for something grand, and they're like, "Oh shit, these windows! They need to have windows now." And
we've already designed them to have a lip, not realizing how it would look on the outside. They're already half building them. Yeah. No, I think you're right, because it just doesn't. Because it looks cool here, looks fantastic here. It looks terrible on the outside. Yeah. Damn, that's a good. But are they actually going to call it 3 forward?
Jesus Christ. It's probably call it the Forward Lounge or something.
Because don't call that. It's not clever. TNG did it and it was a novel and it was fun. Don't be calling it, for the sake of it, 3 forward or something. You're not clever.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's cool looking set, don't get me wrong. But for a Starbase, yes, 100%. For the front section of the Enterprise saucer, not so much. So, yeah. I do like the idea that he has less crew, though, because there's so many more open spaces. And when they refit the ship for Kirk, for the new mission, they just they prioritize more crew. Therefore, they get rid of all these big open spaces and just make them crew quarters. That works.
Yeah, it's very true. It's and that isn't in the show, and I'm sure it wasn't thought. But the idea, this is this first iteration, or the second iteration, because Cage came first. Let's make it big open spaces. People have space to exist in this 5 years, and made it bigger, made the ship much smaller, and then they compressed everything to make more submarine-like in TOS.
Yeah. Yeah, we lost too many red shirts under Pike. His crew of 200 was down to a crew of 50 by the time he got back. So we need to get more expendable people on the ship. Cedric Lore throws in $5. No 3-scan computer on the table in the briefing room. Or yeah.
I think there is one in one of the trailers. We have seen one that was very close, I believe.
Well, that would be awesome because it's a good visual TOS tie-in.
But Matt says the TMP lounge set was big.
It was, but it was also at the rear right part of the saucer, facing towards the port nacelle.
It was also the entire saucer.
Yeah, it was like 3 decks.
It was literally a huge. But also that was odd. But I can imagine they have one giant space.
And actually, that set couldn't fit inside the saucer.
Oh yeah.
They determined that it's one of those TARDIS things.
And we're not giving them credit for that.
Yeah.
And Girl Gamer says, don't mind updating the visuals so much. Just wish they'd kept more smaller, intimate sets. Yes, these are very unintimate. They feel like sets. Like big soundstage sets rather than spaceship sets. Like, this wouldn't be practical spaceship stuff.
Yeah, it seems like a bar or a nightclub that you'd see on something like the Galactic Starcruiser at Disney.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Next one, though, is the corridor. And again, extremely close to how the final one looks.
Yes.
Extremely close.
DS Win, though, throws in $5. So thank you. The ship's lounge looks like an actual lounge on a studio lot, just dressed up with special effects.
That's what I said. Yes. Now, I love in this shot there's actually a blast door. That's great, and that would be lovely to see. I can't imagine on every single pylon, but that's really fun if they have blast doors.
Again, this is a cool corridor, but it has that Star Wars vibe to it, just because of all the bright white and the lights. I mean, it's got the tinge of red at the top, which TOS ones had the red beams that went across every couple of feet, but the other way, not running parallel with the corridor.
As I said before, if you took the red out, you would never say it was Star Trek.
Yes.
You wouldn't say it was TNG or Voyager, DS9, NX, TOS. You wouldn't say any of them. It doesn't harken whatsoever to Star. Not even Discovery. It doesn't even look like that. It looks like Star Wars. It looks like maybe Mass Effect. It looks like generic sci-fi corridor. Yeah. Why haven't they got actual pipes on the ceiling? Why haven't they got random big reboots on the walls? There's easy victories here that they've let themselves down. It does not look like even Star Trek. And white corridor, hardest thing to look generic, and they had succeeded. Like, I might steal this for a random alien ship, because it looks like a random alien ship.
Yeah. Jasper Jedi, though, $10.
Oh, thank you.
Coming in late, but what are your favorite and least favorite sets, concept arts from what we've seen so far?
Great question. You can tell me, Stuart, and I'll zoom to it.
Let's see. Let me do this.
Well, my favorite is the shuttle, probably. The main shuttle one, because it's just such a good-looking everything.
Yeah. Well, my favorite out of all these is actually the ship in orbit. But as far as concept goes, yes, the shuttle. We still have a few to go through as well. But yeah, honestly, just the shuttle and that orbit shot. And the space dock.
And the space dock. Yeah, that's really nice. That's got a really good vibe to it. I broke it again. No. I want to do if you want to end the poll, Stuart, I'll do another poll, because I have another idea.
Alrighty, end poll. Let's see what the results are here. Do you think you're going to enjoy Strange New Worlds Season 1 or Picard Season 2 overall? Strange New Worlds wins at 81%. Picard Season 2 at 18%.
I forgot the word more. But people
realized, yeah.
Yeah, so everybody thinks they're going to enjoy Stranger Worlds more than Picard. Now, is it because Picard has got worse, or is that because you like the concept of Stranger Worlds more?
That's because to watch Picard, all I have to do is get out my front door, go in my car, drive downtown, get out, and look around. Because that's what they're freaking looking at. Who gives a shit? Let's be fair. I want to see strange new worlds. What a concept. I want to see a new reimagined Enterprise because it's going to be all pretty visuals. I don't want to see 2024. Yes. I don't know. 223 people watching though. That's awesome, guys. Thank you so much. Make sure you're subscribed. Also hit that like button. We did hit our 180 likes. We're sitting at 181 right now. So let's go for 200 likes. If you haven't hit like yet, hit it. Also, don't forget to super chats. We are still about $60 light from our actual minimum. So if we can, that'd be amazing. If we can get there. I didn't even set a new member goal this one. There's a join button down there. Let's try to get 2 new members. Just click on it, see what you can help us with on a monthly basis. Come on, members.
Yes. Yes.
New poll. What do you think of the new corridors? Love it. It's okay for an update. Should have been closer to TOS. Oh, they're all at 33%. Every one of them is at 33%. Oh, not anymore. That was funny.
And yes, Craig, it is, but that's why I'm more of a... That's not what you think. Now, the next one, though, this I actually like a lot better than what we've seen so far in the show. This, to me, looks a lot nicer as a sickbay because you can't see how big it is. If there's a wall next to the left bio beds, I'd be like, okay, that I can accept this as a bigger sickbay. A lot of wasted space, but I would buy it. You know?
Yep. No, this feels more in line with how it should look size-wise, for sure, as opposed to that huge open room. Now, it could be that the camera, where we're taking this picture from, is right behind us is the big empty room.
Oh, yeah, it is.
And this is one of the side things, but...
Let's tell you what it is.
I just wish it was this much, you know? That would have been much better.
Like, it does feel like a lot of wasted space. They need at least the beds together half as close. Spaces are premium, guys. You need to make don't make a room that's 5 times as big. Just have them as people. Just put the beds close together. They're not moving. They're in beds. But I do like the amount of greeblies. I do like the amount of detail. I like the idea of these biobed force fields.
Yes,
that's
cool.
Great. I look forward to that.
That's Discovery, though. We've already seen those used in Discovery. Yep. But I mean, it makes sense tech-wise. So just for containment and quarantine.
And I'm assuming that the biobed itself has a gravity generator and it slides into those yellow pod bay things based on...
Yeah. Well, it'd be like a stretcher, an antique stretcher. You can take somebody from the transporter room down the hallway.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's great. That's lovely and advanced.
James McGill, $2. Like what I see, yet wish it was updated TOS style. Yeah.
Yes.
Welcome to the club.
Stuart, no, they're all original. Even the ones that you think are redressed, they're all original. Yes, Warpig, I think it is.
Daniel Hall says, are they still sticking to being a visual reboot only, or have they come clean saying that they are rebooting TOS? They haven't even said that they're visual reboot only. This is Prime, don't you know? From their mouths to our ears, that's what they say. But everything I'm seeing tells me different, so I just wish they'd say it. You know what, guys? We decided to reboot TOS.
But it means once they do that, it's not canon in any way. Like, it loses all credibility. It's just a thing, you know. Whereas this, it's kind of like, well, we have to retcon, have to make it all fit. Not that it will, but the next view is the engineering room.
Yes, which we found out at the panel. They kind of let it slip that the engineering room is the AR wall, which you had guessed already. But yeah, they made a point of saying that. You kind of slipped out, and they're like, "Oh well, there you go. That's how we do our engineering room." So, I mean, this is kind of neat. I hope this thing in the foreground is the actual like core, the reactor. Because I mean, the plasma shunts are there that we see in TOS going up to the nacelles. Fine, cool. And in TOS, the actual core is under the floor. so that's why we don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is a interesting enough warp core.
Now, we haven't seen this part yet, this left-hand part. So if this is the warp core itself, that's cool. I dig it. A central zone. All we've seen from the teasers is this big open space, this little bit of a middle bit, and then some generic consoles that are from the transporter room looking like. There's no personality there. If this is middle bit, that I prefer a lot. It still looks more like the red matter container.
Yes,
Excess, the sense of excess. I did call the AR wall last time we talked about this because it just felt that way, which is cool, but also symptomatic of we want big for big's sake. Because that means they have no real set. It's just a AR wall, and they move movable pieces onto the set, so it's very limited in its reality because they want this scope they can only achieve by not. But engine rooms are normally quite small, but it's just it feels very like the JJ Abrams concept set that was never used.
Yeah.
That it feels like.
Yeah. Han Pritchard though says, "What's with the cathedral in the back?" It's not a cathedral. It looks like a stained glass window. I know in this concept art, but we've seen it in the Hammer trailer, and it looks more like an arc reactor, some kind of arc reactor looking thing. Those shunts going up though, those are in TOS as well. They're behind that grate in engineering. They're the plasma shunts going up through the struts.
It feels like they designed something and added some TOS stuff on top of it to make us happy. We'll accent things red, and we'll have these big pipes go in a certain arrangement. Now they'll be happy. Like they also
didn't start the show out by saying, "Don't worry, by the end of the show, everything will look like TOS."
Liars.
No, just liars. That's great. General Grievous, $5. Every 30 seconds, a Star Trek ship falls prey to STO, huge ship interior syndrome. For $19 a month, you can sponsor a ship to save it from this fate.
Giganticism, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, it does just feel right out of JJ. Right out of JJ.
Yeah, this would have been a better engineering room for JJ, though, instead
of
the ship got with the water pipe brewery.
No, this would have been perfect. Big scale, obnoxious white, big red warp core. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. And then it'd be a real set, so they could just run down the thing, and they could pull out the warp core, and then we're like, what do you mean? Just pull out the lithium? Yeah. Perfect for JJ.
Yep.
Now the next one is way more concept-y, genuinely something new. And this is at the Starbase.
Oh. Yeah. You can see the dome over there with the Arboretum.
Yeah.
Enterprise out the window. That's a gorgeous shot. The shuttle's flying around, planet. Yeah, everything's crammed in this view. You got the forest, you got the ship, you got the sun, you got the planet, you got the shuttles.
Yes.
It's great.
It is almost identical to the briefing room in Into Darkness, though.
Yeah.
In terms of tables and chair. I mean, how many more ways can you do a circle? I mean, it's so limited as a concept, this sort of room. And then it feels like a Battlestar Galactica big open space, like the original one. For some reason, I'm getting like, if they could blue screen a big wall, this is how it would look, as inside the Galactica. Yeah. I like it, though. It looks like great generic sci-fi, with the fans put Enterprise in it.
Yeah. Tejesh Patel says, you guys know that they'll show the proper correct Connie for the final minute of the series finale, right? And then they'll be like, see, we said so. Yeah, I can see them doing that. It's like into Smallville. You kind of sort of get to see him in the Superman costume.
Hi, thanks, Larson. Good to see you. Good to see you. Guys, $100 more we're still away from our minimum. Seriously, so, 25s. A few tens would jump us up. I'm just saying.
Yes, absolutely, guys. That would help us out immensely. Captain Casey Stewart, though, says, is the TOS set red or orange? I always thought it was orange, but not sure. You and Giorgio, they both. She said orange. It's never been orange. It's a red. I forget the name of the red that they use. But
we've been on the sets. Red, real red.
And there's nothing wrong with red. No, it is red for sure, though.
But this is cool, and I wonder if this is also the AR wall, Because if you put the big table and chairs, everything else is digital, that would be a great... I mean, then you are seeing genuinely outside the window, and especially if there's a scene, say, where they're saying, Admiral, the constellation is going to appear, and they will turn, and actually in the shot, the ship warps in, and everyone sees it for real, and you get a sense of it. Or an alien ship warps in, it's like, I see it, I know what I'm reacting against. I can see that.
It would be, yeah. It'd be so much fun to be an actor these days with those VR walls. They were talking about that at the panel too. Like, they worked for the display that's on that wall. The visual artists worked for like 4 months on, and then they filmed the scenes. So the actors are actually seeing what they're supposed to be seeing, as opposed to seeing a green screen with a little tennis ball or something. Which is it would be so cool to be going on set, knowing you're filming a certain scene, and not seeing it until you start to film. It would be amazing. It'd be like you actually are exploring, you know?
Now, the only caveat to that is that because the software only works from the camera's perspective, most actors are seeing a weird, distorted, non-3D image that's wrong. So only from certain especially if they're shooting behind the actor, then they're still looking at a camera while behind them is the true background, but in front of them might not be anything. So there is some level of still distortion. I mean, it's very much only from one perspective, and even like you can't do more on camera because you can't do two perspectives at the same time. Maybe on separate zones, but you can't just film. Whereas you can just shoot the same scene infinite times with one camera and then keep getting new angles. So it's kind of, it is cool and also isn't, because as soon as you move off the center, everything skews. And to keep parallax is just magic, how it like fakes it. It's really amazing to see.
Yeah. The Doctor.
Doctor.
I met the Doctor.
You met the Doctor?
Yeah.
Did
I met
you
the
like
captain there in Chicago and got in some notes and Shatner's autographs.
Oh, wow, 2 captains.
Yeah. He's broke, so did we get a picture together, Doctor? I think we did.
Hope we did. Did he look like Peter Capaldi?
So many people. I'm sorry. Yeah. I remember meeting you and you saying you're the Doctor.
Oh.
Anyway.
Was he in costume?
I don't think so. Dude, I met like 25 people that were Trekyards fans, so sorry, Doctor.
How many hugs did you get? How many of them were huggers?
Oh, none of the Trekyards fans were. But met up with Jay, William J, Billiam as we call him.
Yes.
And got a hug from him. Got a few hugs, but mostly, well, Tex Trek on the Tube, and Starfleet Boy all gave me a hug.
Nice.
So, anyhow. Go vote. And also, please super chat. It would be awesome. We're still $50 away from the minimum kind of that we need. So
the most minimum possible, yes. The bad minimum, we say. Right, so
he was wearing his maroon, and we didn't get a photo.
Moz maroon is pretty specific. Oh, no, just John. Well, yes, there you go.
Oh, that's right. He wasn't wearing it because he hadn't finished his maroon on time for the convention like he had planned to. I remember that conversation now. There you go. Yes.
Now can you describe his appearance?
No.
Speaking of appearance, a Vulcan set, Stuart. A Vulcan set. Quick, before you notice that you don't know what it looks like.
This looks like a Chinese restaurant.
Yeah, perfect. All right, the next view. That's perfect. I can't. This is clearly Amanda and Spock's. I think Spock lives. I think they lived. What? This is mum. I think they lived in the mountains though. So this might be a holiday home or something. Or maybe part of his Vulcan training, he had to go to the oceans of Vulcan, which by itself seems like an odd concept. The oceans of Vulcan. I mean, I guess you have to have them somewhere, but
yeah. Yeah. It's kind of just muddy and dark.
Yes. I mean, I hope we are going to see the Discovery Amanda actress. Did a good job. I assume we're going to see Sarek. I assume we're going to see them. Why wouldn't you? They've not aged much, etc. And to close off, we have weird alien thingy.
We do. It's open though. It has a closed state. This is its open state.
Because that is all we know about it. Vulcan has no moon, the Doctor, except it has moons.
Yeah. Vulcan has no moon, except for when it has multiple.
Yes.
Dumbass.
And they could have removed those in the director's cut, which they just released. But they didn't. And that's okay. I think he meant no big moons, apart from that one. Look, Spark's not been to Vulcan.
Nobody pulls their pants down and shows their ass, is what I said.
Ah!
Has no...
As a tradition, we have no moon tradition.
It's true.
Boy, wouldn't that be a retcon of all retcons? Sorry, Doctor, Vulcan has no moon. Yes, it does. No, Doctor. Pulls his trousers down. Spark. Oh, Spark.
A terrestrial jellyfish. That's what it looks like, but it's not organic, I don't think.
I think if it's alien, it can be whatever it wants to be.
It's true. Hashtag facts.
I mean, it looks great. This is a lovely art design. It's simple. This is very TOS TMP vibe. It's TOS simple with a TMP majesty.
Yep.
Like, this could be Vija. Like a new subset of Vija.
Yep.
Not, I don't mean the middle bit's the Vija bit. I mean, this could be a room inside Vija. Happily. Easily. Wouldn't even think twice. Which is a total compliment.
Yeah.
That is what I think about that.
Cedric Taylor, though, throws in $5.
Thank you.
It says, Chapel didn't come on board till Kirk, Scotty, not till Kirk. Not till Kirk. We should shoot the ring. Well, you're preaching to the choir here. I don't know what to tell you.
Like, it's in dialogue and everything. But I guess you could
Technical advisors.
But I guess you could argue the no moon is also in dialogue. So what does dialogue mean to canon? I mean, in Discovery, they're both screw compliments in the same thing. So, oi, Stuart. But at the end of the day, they would rather ignore canon and have a good show. That has been clear since season 1 of Discovery. They've just not achieved the good show part. You see the Klingons, and that's okay. It's not Star Trek main timeline visual continuity, so whatever they do, just put it this way: this stuff will not override TOS in the hearts and minds of most people. Some people, but not most people.
Yeah.
There's a reason why it's a legacy of 57 years it's withstood.
Tejesh Patel says, I specifically watched About Time a couple of weeks ago, and it's left somewhat a little vague about Spock and T'Pring. Yes, they were betrothed to each other and all that, but didn't really get their backstory, how much time they spent together, if any. And I think he said something about not seeing her for years, or since she was a kid or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, the picture that they show is her as a kid, I think.
Yeah, pretty much. So that is all the concept art, Stuart. I still think my favourite, is going to be the shuttle and the space station. It all kind of flows the best for me.
And that orbital shot. That's a great shot of the Enterprise.
And it is interesting they picked stills from the trailers, so it's very, very gentle in its approach to showing stuff. Although, you got to see the uniforms. You got to real, Oh, did you get a picture in the captain's chair? Because it was there for the entire time.
I did. It was awful. The lighting was garbage. I hated it. I might show you, but I'm not going to show anybody else.
I mean, you can show me and I can rotoscope you out and put you on a better bridge.
The bridge looks fine. It's the lighting on me that looks atrocious.
Oh. Did you have?
And they had the captain's chair from Prodigy as well.
Yes,
but it was like half size. It was really stupid. It looked really dumb.
It looks huge in pictures.
Small. No, it's small. Yeah, it's
like they were half trying, literally.
Yes, yeah.
Did you have to
Is
pay?
this a chair for ants?
Did you have to pay for either of those shoots?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Yeah, definitely show me. Yeah, no, I mean, it's a mixed bag. Those of us that like visual canon that have been, remember, we've been a design breakdown show for 7 years. This has literally been our lives for 7 years doing these sorts of logical discussion breakdowns. So when they show us stuff that is not visually canon and cannot be, it's going to make our brains hurt, And then you show us Picard stuff and it's like, well, this just fits in beautifully. It's very difficult for us because this is what we've been doing. You are only here because of our love for canon and trying to keep things consistent. So it's very tricky.
Yeah.
Doug Drexler doesn't think this is visual canon. I'm sure Mike and Denise don't as well. Because he can't, really.
There, I sent you the pin.
Oh. Exciting. Let's have a gander then.
I absolutely hate it.
Oh.
Because the way I was sitting, I was kind of slouched, and then the flash kind of... Hit that like button, guys, if you haven't already, and then he laughs at it. That makes me feel so much better.
What is it? I mean, you said
hit the like button. Let's try to get to 250.
No, so you said Flash. I'm like, yeah, they're fucking Flash. Oh my god. Wow. Now, is it like a high-res picture I could do something with, or?
Yeah, I could probably send you the...
Yeah, send me via WeTransfer so I can have a look. I mean, you can't fix what's fun.
Well, I can copy the link. You can just...
Yeah.
Assuming it's still up, actually.
Well, it better be. You didn't pay for it, but yeah.
Here, I'll send you the link. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Don't do that. Anyway, hold on. I'll send it to you at some point.
Yeah. So yeah, last $43 if we can. Final super chats, please, and thank you.
Yeah, last super chat slot. Cedric Taylor has it right now. There you go. There's one of the links, and then I'll send... There's another one, too.
And I'll finish the poll with, what do you think of the new corridor? And guys, I've got a really interesting poll next, just so stay around and vote in that poll. I really want to know what you guys think. 44% should have been closer to TOS. 35% looks okay for an update, and 12% love it. So, about what I was expecting. So yeah, this will be a good poll, so let us know.
We're talking about this awful picture of me that I absolutely hate. If we can get two $20 super chats, we'll show the picture. Samuel will show the picture of I hate it. It's just disgusting. General Grievous, $2. A Strange New World shuttle was designed by Tom Paris's grandpa. LOL. Okay. Sure thing. This new shuttle does look good and looks like a Star Trek shuttle meets the Jetsons. Interesting take, yeah. I don't know. I like the angles on it. I like the shapes, but the more I look at it, the less I like it. It's one of those weird things, actually. Generally, if I like something right away when I see it, I kind of grow to not like it. If I'm not a fan at first, I usually grow to really, really appreciate it, which is a weird way that my mind works, I guess.
All right, read the new polls, Jerk. It's a real important one.
Yes, dear.
Thank you.
And I sent you those links. I don't know if you want to look at them now. For reviewing Strange New Worlds, what should Trekyards mentally be? What do you think you want to see? Compare to visual canon. Ignore canon. Just review as fresh, or both, and get headaches.
Which is fair.
We're gonna end up doing both. You know it. Ooh, Area 51 threw in $20 for the cause. We only need one more $20 or two tens.
All of the amazing, thank you. But seriously, guys, vote in that right now because I really want to, because it's kind of hard to do both. It's kind of hard to be both. And
Charles Williams, $10 donation for all the good work you guys do. I love your videos and work. I remain hopeful overall for Strange New Worlds, but I was also taken in by Picard Season 2, Episode 1. Like the shuttle pick of Strange New Worlds. Hey, Picard is still good. It's still better than Season 1 was. And it still feels Star Trek in most episodes. At least the characters feel like the characters are supposed to be. So, I don't know. I'm enjoying Picard Season 2. But I understand why people think it's getting worse since it's in a slump right now.
Yes.
Season 3. That's what that.
So we are only $6 away from our lowest minimum. So it helps out if you can with that. If you can, but that really helped us jump up, as you already said. So yeah, vote in the poll, guys. 72 votes for, and you know, be honest. For reviewing Stranger Worlds, do you want us to how do you want us to review it? Right? Actually compare the visual canon, just ignore visual canon, or kind of try and meld both universes. Because I do think there'll be a lot less to talk about if we just ignore visual canon. Because we're just like, oh, there's a new space station. What do you think about it? It's fine. Space station. If you can't use canon, then why are we watching a Star Trek show? You know, it's tricky. It's tricky.
Stuart Perry says, "Who are the grey guys with the shuttle?" They're the same grey guys that are in every one of these concept pictures because they're just basically stand-ins for size reference.
And yes, I have a new pad. We know it won't look exactly like it. That's obvious. But the phaser and tricorder look like TOS, but being new. That is acceptably good. So you can do it. So, again, don't make the silly argument.
Tongue-in-cheek Valentine's for fans? Really? What? No. They're showing the era as it was meant to be seen. Same with Mirror Darkly.
Yeah, if you can throw away canon, don't be putting in the era. You know?
Yeah. Matt Boardman throws in $10. Hopefully this will be a case of stories being told enough, or being good enough so the visual changes don't bump as much. Some of the TOS sets are lacking, but we didn't pay attention because the stories were good. Amen. Amen.
And we're certainly going to start ignoring the sets after a while. They're just going to be there. You know, the characters are obviously going to... the characters are clearly going to pop in a way Discovery's characters just don't and never have. And so, yeah, that's if you're going to just jump in and have fun, etc. Yeah, I'm sorry for Stu's internet tonight. Hard to predict, but you got through most of it. That's good at least.
Bad again? What the hell? You're like crystal clear over here.
Yeah.
Let me do that.
Alexander, somewhat, yes, although it's... yes, it would, Dustin.
There we go. How's that? Just changed to the actual house Wi-Fi again.
Oh.
Because...
Yeah.
Anyway, we got enough super chats in to show that picture if you want.
Oh, okay.
Which I never wanted anyone to see.
Backtrailed that real quick, didn't you, Stuart? So now...
going into it.
Okay, so now...
The Star Trek Stranger Worlds trailer for the one that just image and sound. What?
Here is our captain, on the Strange New World set. Because he totally flew to where he lives. He flew away from Chicago, back to Toronto, back to Chicago just for this picture. Now,
I hate this picture.
I would say you don't look thrilled.
No, I don't. I look serious. But the flash was so friggin' bright, it just washed everything out. It looks awful.
Yeah, it looks like
because the way I was sitting, you could see my stomach, and the flash like highlighted it.
Oh, because the shadows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But look how bright it is. That's just bad.
Now, what I do see though, looking around you, is that the floor is so shiny on the Discovery Enterprise bridge that the bottom light ring is completely visible on that. It's a completely reflective surface. What the hell were they thinking? How is that not distracted as you walk around the bridge? That's shocking. It wasn't designed for to work on spaceships. Not that we do either, but...
Wow, I don't look happy, do I?
Nope. No, it's because you're in command.
Yes. I'm like on screen, and there's Samuel. It's like, oh,
I'm flashing you.
good God.
But well done, Stuart. You shared. If there's any consolation, I had to heavily Photoshop my Enterprise D bridge picture because it's like, wow, all the seams that they didn't put money into make it look nice. At that point, if it's half a Photoshop, let's just replace it with CG.
If you can do anything with that photo, feel free. But I don't know. It's fine.
Yeah.
Matt Boardman's like, reminds me of when they gave us new monitors 11 years ago. They had this blue light that stabbed you in the eye. Eventually had to put tape over it so it could work.
Oh. He's... yeah.
All right. For reviewing Strange New Worlds, what should Trekyards mentally be? What do you think? What do you want to see? So the winner at 48% is both and get headaches, which is probably what we're going to do anyway.
Because we're going to try. I mean, we want to,
And every time we see a new set, we have to compare it to the original set. And then, like you said, eventually we'll just forget about it. So, but it's kind of our job. We like doing it. It's fun. Anyway, second place is Ignore Canon, just review as fresh at 34%, and compared to visual Canon TOS 17%.
But in fairness, it's like saying, do you want a cupcake or a donut, or half of each? Like, it's not a loss to get half of each. It means you get more fun food. You know?
Yeah.
Which, Dan? Let's have a look. What are you talking about? But no, thanks for joining in. We're going to maybe look at the physical hand props tomorrow. If you guys will join us for that. I mean, you guys need to join us for that. So let's have a look.
I think they will. You got to look at the tricorder, which is cool. The tricorder is kind of a neat design.
Oh, Dan meant the trailer, which is all the logos. Well, no, we won't look at that. There's nothing to look at. It's just lots of arty logos. There's nothing there to look at.
Oh.
But thanks.
Avenue Pad says, it's fun to compare. I just think it's unfair to deride the show because it's not close enough for your personal liking. That's not what we're saying. I'm still going to enjoy the show if the stories are good and it's the episodic feel and the characters are represented well. I'm still going to enjoy the hell out of it. But in my mind, when I'm watching it, I just picture how the set should look. So I don't know why you feel like you need to pick a fight, Avenue Pad.
But
we've been saying all along we're going to enjoy it.
But also, they know they should look more TOS, so every time they choose to make it not like anything close to TOS, that's their choice to be anti-fan versus their own decisions. They could easily make them look more TOS as they're advanced. So every choice is like this like the phase tricores and the shuttle all look close enough. Every time it looks super wrong, that's them trying to look actively different to not be faithful to be different. That's deliberate, so it is fair to compare because they're unfairly making weird decisions. Now, obviously, if they change things as they go to look more close to TOS, that's great, but, who the hell knows?
Yeah.
Dan, they absolutely will. They absolutely will. But yeah, we will see, and, I'm sure that what you saw was like one of the very first sort of three, by the way, crystal clear video now. Crystal clear, beautiful. Like, I'm sure we're going to see very much the crew are really going to stand out. But also, like with all these things, episodes are going to stand out. Was that story really now it's episodic again. You can say that was a really freaking good story, which we haven't really had. I mean, the one where they're at a party, was it really a contained story? Sort of, but it doesn't stand out enough as its own story episode. These things should have a bit more oomph to them, being a full story, etc.
Well, they said you're going to see new aliens and new planets every week. They said that on the panel, so hell yeah. And did you see the latest poster for Lower Decks?
Your favorite, Stuart, your favorite.
You know what I think is going to happen? Peanut Hamper's going to run into the Borg and is going to become a problem for the Cerritos. I fucking hate Peanut Hamper.
Well, it's going to have a laser. I am Peanut Hamper of Borg. Yeah, no, yeah, that teaser looked great. Lovely vibes. Steal the Cerritos. That was fun. It's earned
Honestly,
so much cred. That show done so much credit. Do whatever it wants, pretty much.
honestly, when I first heard that they're stealing the Cerritos, I thought it was for the mobile game. Because what a better way to do it? Steal an unfinished Cerritos, and you have to finish the ship like as part of the game.
That's pretty funny. Yeah.
That's what I thought it was. I thought it was, but no. Anyway.
But every time I get reminded that Lower Decks exists, I'm like, oh, that's the best current Star Trek easily. You know, it loves canon.
Forget about Prodigy.
But have you seen the ship? It doesn't look anything like.
Oh, it looks great.
But it doesn't look like a canon. It looks like JJ. So but Lower Decks hits all the nails and all the heads. You know, like it succeeds in its mission. It's the only Trek that really is fully canon, like fully canon. Every other show does its own things to a big degree, which is fine. But that show, like every time, I always forget.
Yeah.
If they could make shows quicker, that's good quality. Yeah. Well, I do think Prodigy's going to get better and better as this show actually shows its proper arc. Like the first 10 is the tease. Is the kids being mostly kiddie, whereas as they get close to Starfleet officers, they'll get more fun because then you get the stuff we want to see. And you know they're going to attack Starfleet ships, I'm sure, because they kind of told us they are.
Yeah.
That's going to be a thing.
Playmobil is going to do a Klingon bird of prey. Are they really? Wow.
Oh my god,
That'll be.
dude! If we can get $13, it'd be great. But what do you think of the XO9 stuff in person? Because that was like.
Oh my god, those were beautiful. They were great. I got some good footage of them. I think I got some good pictures of them. I got some good footage for my captain's log of them. Kind of got the reflections of the glass though a little bit, but the Krug was amazing. The Locutus was awesome. They're all stellar. The only one I didn't like was Emperor Giorgio because who cares? But the Captain Picard with the Enterprise captain's chair, very nice.
Did you buy any of them?
I did not.
Were you tempted to?
Yes.
Which one were you tempted to?
Kirk and Spock in the Monster Marine.
You could buy those there?
I don't think you could buy them there. I think you could pre-order them.
Oh, okay, because they're not up for anyone else yet. Ooh.
Yeah, but they had those there to look at, and
yeah,
there was a few I was tempted to get, but I need display space for them and stuff. So
no,
it's a lot of money.
I mean, when I saw that Krug, I was like, holy shit!
Yeah,
has it ever been done to that level of quality? That sort of miniature, like just astoundingly good quality. Like I didn't think I was gonna get Klingon. I'm like, fuck, that detail is so good. How can I not?
Yeah.
You know? And then the Monster Maroons. I mean, that's obviously the one everyone's going to go for as soon as it comes out. I'll get one of them just for the sake of it. But yeah, I mean, those head sculpts are just. The Picard one still looks like trash, but that's just because I think Patrick still, none of the Picards look good because he hasn't given his likeness proper. There's a whole thing about it, whereas other actors have. But like Avery's and Brent's, like they do get really really close. And Spock's, I mean, what a great likeness of Spock. I mean that like.
And Kirk's really good too.
Yeah. It's not they put other ones to shame, but they are obviously striving for such an A-star quality. Because there is a certain point, it's nice that there's a definitive model. Because you can be the best possible quality. Like, how can you get any better? They can be I watched an interview with a guy, which I'd love to have him on the channel, the XO guy. Worth reaching out to him because he was not asked interesting questions by that interviewed him. Like, I mean, he knows the minutia. Asking the minutia, so we know. Yeah, very excited. Yeah. XO9, I hope they sell, and they've clearly putting tens of millions into prototype stuff, like, because there's so much good stuff. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, they were super impressive.
I mean, you've been seeing these models.
Pike,
oh, sorry.
There's Pike in his TOS Pike in his TOS chair.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, dude, that's so cool.
I mean, you've been around when they've been miniatures have been improving in quality of how they look. Mm-hmm. How does it compare to what you'd think of the last best models? I mean, is this like does it feel like a full step or just a bit better?
Yes. Yeah, it feels like a quantum leap ahead, actually. because they do look so lifelike and so much like the people. Hold on. PM says, why do they call them monster maroons? Because they're wool, they're hot, so they're a monster to wear on the set because they're not comfortable, and you're dying of heat. But a lot of people call them the magnificent maroon because they're like one of the most famous, most popular, most wanted costumes.
Yeah, they're like 2 layers, and the outer layer is incredibly thick, as you said, but also it doesn't move very well. If you launch, they don't really ever do much motion with them, so they were entirely and they always got drenched in sweat. So yeah, they're
yeah.
And then when we do Trekyards Drunk Lives lives, they take a long time to get into. It's a whole process.
Yeah.
Yes, Jonathan, you can XO6, their website. They currently have their backlog on immediate order because currently the way of doing things was only pre-order and then you can't get any more. This is the first time any have been reorderable, and so I did get the data because I missed out. I didn't. Data was like one of the first ones I wasn't interested, and I thought, okay, because I want the phaser rifle, basically. So I managed to snag that because you can buy them from resellers for like $100 more, but they up the price by $20, which is fair. But always pre-order from the main site. They always get them out quickest. And
how much are they?
189 American, which is fair.
That's not bad at all. That's not bad at all for what they are.
Because for me, I got mine 165. That was the original price. If they were 250, not worth it. Like, just that jump. But 180, that's.
That's like honestly, that price point's like the QMX captain's chair. It's like $169 or something. It's just a little too much.
Yeah.
The QMX 1.6 captain's chair TOS that I have. But it went on sale at Big Bad Toys and I had a discount. So I got it for like $120, and that's kind of the price point that I would have bought it at any minute. But it was always like just a little too expensive.
For just a chair.
And even if it's just $20 too expensive, you're just like, oh. Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you what. We got 10 minutes. Anyone wants to give $10 right now, I'll pull out one of my I know where they are, one of my miniatures. So $10 and I'll show everyone one of them on live stream. $10, 2 5s, I'll do it. You can show the quality of them. Because I'm happy to pimp them. I mean, they've earned the respect as a miniature quality.
Which one do you have?
I have both JMA and the EMH.
Really?
Because they sold me on the quality, and I was like, yeah. But they're both Voyager. And what's great about them, they're all different heights. They're actually in canon heights, give or take. So like if you stand up next to, they all will be roughly about right. No, he really thought through, and like there's different there's old Spock, young Spock, and very old Spock. Same with Picard. So they actually do have different faces, depending on how old or young they are. So there's a whole lot of work gone into make them different. So $10, and I will bring out and show you guys one of the XO9s or XO6 miniature models, which I guess you've seen, but not on live stream.
Yeah, but they're super impressive in person, and for that price point, that's very reasonable.
Yep.
Well, I'll probably be getting 2 or 3 then, and if that's the case, because
I mean, let me show you this monster maroon because it's astounding. And I mean,
Avenue Pad throws in $5. Sorry guys, I wasn't trying to pick a fight. I was more making a general comment. It wasn't directly pointed at you guys, but put this towards that 10 LOL. No problem.
I mean, Stuart was joking anyway.
Yeah, well, half joking.
Half
Sometimes
joking.
I get a little defensive because you guys got to understand, we hear the same stuff over and over and over again, and after a while, I might snap at the wrong person, so I apologize. So.
Yeah, and also we've talked to people that worked on the shows, that designed for it. It's throwing away their legacy. It's throwing away their hard work. It's throwing away a lot of, what got us all into Star Trek just for the sake of it looking slightly newer that will actually date worse later. So these are and I was shocked how many they showed. We knew there was lots coming, but they basically showed their entire load of tests. I mean, Bones not so good, but the lighting's worse, but Spock, that's pretty.
But that field jacket that Bones is wearing, is so detailed, and for that scale, it's like that's impressive. The stitching is I hate when the stitching's too big or the clothes don't fold right on scale figures. These look so good.
Yeah, he was very keen to actually. In the Wrath of Khan, or the First Contact, the uniform is defined by stitching seams, and it has them at the right scale, but they must be like a millimeter thick. How do you and they even look heavy. The only thing
they look better in person.
Yes, I would imagine.
You move around and you get the subtle changes in lighting on the face. In the pictures, they don't do them justice. I gotta say that.
Yeah, the lighting looks too harsh, but your eyes adjust for it in a more realistic way. The only thing I'd say about this, which is such a minuscule complaint, is that the way the flap attaches feels off. It feels like it's just sort of holding on to it. It should be quite crisp to it.
On spots.
Yeah.
Kirk's looks right.
Kirk's looks right. So that's such a hard thing to get. God. Stitching on that damn leather belt. It's crazy, Stuart.
Yeah, it's one thing that takes me out of scale figures is the clothing. Because, yeah, if it doesn't fold right or it looks too thick or the stitching's way too big, it just looks ridiculous.
Because it has a specific vibe on screen, and so then the fabric has to have that reflective thickness feel, even if the thickness of the fabric in this is obviously millimeters, it. You can imagine they went through dozens of variations to try and feel out the best. I will say I think it feels a bit too wool-like. But that's again it is or some sort. I know the guy also was debating, is it better to have screen look or show look? Or screen look and production look, because you can get production costumes from the studio which have the right colour, and that is the definitive right colour. However, once you put it through the TV screen and then your screen yourself, it looks different. And so everyone saw it differently, especially in the olden days of TVs. Everyone saw it differently, so in their brain it looks a certain way. I'm a very big believer of the studio quality, because then, like, I did a shoot with a TNG costume and it was the wrong colour in person. As soon as I was filming it, not with my professional camera, with my phone, it balanced to the right freaking colour. And I literally had the lady, like, there, and I had the other actor come around and watch, and you could see visibly a radically different hue, and it perfect on the screen. I'm like, what is that? Because it just reflected a certain way. And that was crazy. And that's the same happened to my TOS costumes. It's just like, wow.
Yeah.
That worked. And I'll also show off the crew, because this one really got me. And those are impressive enough. This one was just...
Krug was fantastic. The face... The one thing about Krug that was a little off is the hair was a little frizzy.
Yes.
A little bit. But the face sculpt was bang on. And the uniform, the costume was amazing.
I mean, proportionately, it's so proportionally correct. Oh my god, the amount of different fabrics you'd need for this to exist. You've got the leathers and the oh my god, yeah. I mean, look at that. Now, it worries me slightly though, this sort of costume, this sort of uniform, that you'd think is would be more expensive than a standard jacket, because the production cost would be much higher. So I'm hoping they're all the same price, because I don't want to pay $250 for this. Because that is a lot more physical details than just a data.
I would think for cost of making, like, this one would be more, you would think.
But then scale might be like $20 more, and they might swallow that as a case of making it viable.
As you said, if the other ones are $189, I can see this one being $250.
Yeah, but I wouldn't pay that.
Because it comes with extra hands. And
they all do, though. They all do.
Yeah.
So, okay. I know the Q's one is also $189, which we thought was just a higher price. I'd probably go as high as $200, but that's absolute limit. Because I can't do anything with it, I don't know if it comes with a batleth or not. If you have a batleth, I'd be more inclined, because then, what extras you get.
I don't think I saw a batleth with it.
No, I don't think they've finished all that stuff, though. But I mean, super impressive. And just the fact that the uniform fabrics feel right. What a bloody achievement. What a bloody achievement.
Let's see. Still $5 away from... Yes, Matt. Don't we all? I trust my instincts. Batman used a batleth. Yes. Where'd Samuel go? Samuel? Hello? There he is.
Just go in another room because it's got warm. Don't want to be annoying for the audio. I'll show one more while we're here. This one was I mean, that is oh wait. I don't know if you saw something close, but I mean the face sculpt and just the alcohols and the fabric detail and just the variety of this company is astounding. Because each of these are going to be entire different processes to make. Like, 'cause they could have done the entire TNG cast, all the same uniform, then the heads are enough of a problem. But to be doing this much variety... But then, this is the stuff that gets you an audience. This is the stuff that gets you respect. This is the stuff that makes people buy your shit instantly. And if you can sell, 1,000 pre-orders at $188, with some math...
You know what I gotta do? I gotta send you the video clip of the...
Yeah.
My video clips of these.
I mean, 1,000's too low, but it's almost $200,000 in pre-orders, and that is not. They're going to get more than 1,000, I'd think, happily. They can make $250,000 in pre-orders in a day.
Yeah.
For the quality.
Let me get this sent off to you so you can at least see it.
Barry, that's not true because Prodigy showed off TOS, and they just released, and Picard showed off. Not TOS, but you're wrong because Prodigy just showed off Spock and Uhura and TOS, so you can't say it's no more as of May or whatever because that means no other show can ever use it. That's
a stupid argument. Sorry.
Because it also decanonizes TNG and Voyager and Deep Space Nine and Enterprise, especially Enterprise. And it throws away Gene Roddenberry's work, throws away Matt Jeffries' work, throws away the reason people, one of the big reasons people like it 50 years. I mean, you're throwing away Star Trek's entire legacy to say that. So, I mean, hey, maybe you never liked Star Trek, fine, but
Oh, and the other great figure was Khan.
I don't know if I saved one of Khan.
Khan looked great. Anyway, I'm sending that to you now. So you'll be able to check it out at least after the live. So.
Hell of a face sculpt. I mean, it's nothing that's as good as the other ones, but very, very good. Like, I'll accept that as great quality, even if it's not pitch perfect. Now, this is another. Yeah, this is what I was saying about the two. Sorry.
Here's the thing. We should do a fundraiser, and buy as many as we can, and then do a live on them, showing all the details. It's for educational purposes.
Yes.
Not that we want to keep them.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I totally email the guy and say, "Hey, we want to talk about it." Now, this is what I was talking about, and I really have so much respect for him for doing this, because this is a prototype of Joy LaForge, and we have not seen TNG uniform yet, so that looks fantastic. And it's set color versus screen color. And personally, I instantly prefer the set color because it feels just more grounded in the darkness of that I expect the color to be. What do you think?
Yeah. I really like the screen color, but if I had to pick, I'd pick the set color. Yeah.
It just feels too yellow to me. Because it's not. They're very, very specific. But I am biased. I have seen real costumes.
Like a mustard yellow.
Yes.
Like a mustard yellow. It's not a bright yellow. Yeah.
Because I'm very biased. I've seen real costumes of most eras in person, so I have a very specific feel of how they should look. Because I've seen them. I've really seen them. And like so much that I know that the Voyager blue is very different to the First Contact blue, for some reason. Like one is a really bright teal, the other is actually a darker, richer blue. It's very strange. I don't know why I did it, but it's just super interesting. And hey, I don't know what I'm gonna do with these figures, but they're so high quality, Stuart. That's the problem. They're so, you don't want to miss out on them because they're so good value for such high quality. That's the problem with them.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and just for you, Mark. Oh wait. Oh, I haven't got one of those. No, Mark. I'm sorry. Fine, I'll show my Cobra instead, because I have a Cobra right here. I have my Cobra.
Oh, don't shoot yourself.
No, I'm shooting you. Well. Beep, beep, beep,
No, don't shoot yourself. Looks like you're pointing at your head.
Stuart's gonna blow up. Ah! Ah!
Yours is better than mine.
I mean, yes.
I gotta paint mine. It's a paint job on it. Awful.
Yes, the hero ones are slightly more elaborate. Yes. No, it's even lens flowing. I'm JJ, guys. I'm JJ. Oh, I put on overload without realizing. Oops. Just to turn.
The only working one I have is this one here, but
oh!
the batteries are dying.
That fell. Phaser, no.
Batteries are dying.
Phaser got dust on it now. Oh no. Oh no. No phaser.
And we're just playing with our toys.
Yes,
let's
we
call
are.
it an end to this.
Okie dokie.
Gotta place the batteries in this thing. God damn. Anyway. Alright guys, I think that's it for now.
Yes.
Thank you for watching. Hopefully you'll tune in tomorrow when we look at the props.
Yes.
And discuss those. But thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button if you haven't already. And I guess last super chat slot is Avenue Pad. So thank you very much, Avenue. Yeah.
Look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. And looking at the rather excellent props.
And let's end this poll. For reviewing Strange New World, should we prepare mentally? Anyway, 43% say both and get headaches. Ignore canon. Just watch refresh. Just review as fresh at 31%. And compare to visual canon. 26% has actually gone up quite a bit. So we'll do all the above because we're Trekyards.
There you go. That's okay, Space. Just go back and watch from the start. You'll see us then. We'll see you guys next.
My buddy Christopher Dahl. Hey, how's it going? Anyway, yes. Until the next time, he's Commander Kaki.
He's got a Foley. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.